In today's video, I'm going to answer one of the most common questions people ask when starting out. How long does it take to see results from weightlifting? Now, whether you're here to build strength, improve your physique, or both, the good news is that it can happen surprisingly quickly. But there's a catch. You need to stay consistent and understand how progress works for beginner versus experienced lifters. Now, one of the most exciting things about starting out weightlifting is what's called beginner gains. Now, this is a period where you can build strength and muscle faster than you'll ever be able to again, so take full advantage of it. Let's start with strength. If you're new to weightlifting, you'll likely notice improvements within the first 2 to 4 weeks of consistent training. Now, why so fast? Because early on, strength gains are driven by neural adaptation. Basically, your brain and nervous system get more efficient at activating and using your muscles. This means you'll lift heavier weights, but it's not because your muscles are getting significantly bigger, it's just because your body is getting more efficient at using your muscles and learning to move better. And this is pretty much guaranteed to happen as long as you focus on proper technique, progressive overload, recovery, and proper nutrition. Now, if you do all these things, you'll be amazed at how quickly your strength improves. In fact, for the first few months, you might be adding more weight to the bar almost every workout. But remember, progress doesn't mean rushing. If your form starts breaking down, slow down and refine your technique. The weights will come. Now let's talk about muscle growth or hypertrophy. Now, this is where things take a little more time and you have to be a little more patient. While you'll start building muscle from day one, it probably won't be visible right away. For most beginners, hypertrophy becomes noticeable after 4 to 8 weeks, but that doesn't mean you won't feel changes earlier. Your muscles might feel firmer and you'll notice a pump after workouts. However, visible transformations usually take several months of consistent training. Now, I'll share a quick story here. When I first started lifting, I went super gung-ho with it. I took progress pictures at the start of lifting, and then a month later, after I've been doing consistent training for about a month, I took progress pictures again. Now, I gained 5 pounds, and honestly was expecting to look something like Arnold Schwarzenegger by the end of that month, and I was extremely disappointed when I looked at the pictures, and I honestly couldn't tell a difference. But the thing is, 5 pounds spread across your entire body isn't that much. Now, after my first year of training, I gained 38 pounds. And when I compared those pictures to the before pictures, the difference was pretty obvious. So if you don't see major changes in the mirror after the first few weeks, don't get discouraged. Your body is transforming beneath the surface, and the results will show if you stick with it. Now, it's really important to manage your expectations here and not expect too much. There are a bunch of factors going into how much progress you're going to see. One is training variables. Volume, intensity, and progressive overload are 3 critical components for achieving strength and hypertrophy gains. Diet is another one. If you want to grow muscle, you have to be consuming more calories than you're expending, and you have to be eating quality foods as well and eating enough protein. Sleep and recovery is another factor. Your muscles grow when you're resting, not during your workouts. And poor recovery can really stall progress. One of the biggest factors is consistency. Gains depend on showing up week after week and sticking to your program. Another factor is genetics, and unfortunately that one's out of your control. Progress isn't linear. Life happens, and there will be times when your results slow down. That's okay, that's part of it. The key is to stay consistent, adjust your expectations, and focus on controlling what you can. So how long does it take to see results from weightlifting? For strength, in as little as 2 to 4 weeks. For muscle growth, it's a little bit longer, around 4 to 8 weeks, with major changes happening after at least a few months for most people. The key is to be patient and stay consistent. Remember, the results you're working for are absolutely worth it when they arrive. Now, there are some things you can do to speed up the process of seeing results faster from weightlifting. If you want to know some insider tricks and tips, then watch my video where I give you 9 weight training tips for beginners so you can learn from my mistakes and see results faster.